Men, let's hear from an expert on shaving cream.
I like smooth men who keep presentable longer with Menin Brushless Shave Cream.
That's right, men. Enjoy the shave cream that most dermatologists choose for their own daily shaving. Proof that Menin gives you a better shave. Women enjoy it too.
Let this morning shave pave the way for tonight's romance.
And now, here's the WWOW Radio Mystery Hour with Philip Marlowe.
Get this and get it straight. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it wind up in the gutter, the prison, or the grave. This time I tangled with a mad Scotsman, a phony English lord, and a beautiful blonde corpse in a freight house, all because of a butler who walked on his knuckles. It happened like this.
From the pen of Raymond Chandler, outstanding author of crime fiction, comes his most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. Now, with Bob Rutan as Philip Marlowe, we bring you tonight's exciting story, The Monkey's Uncle.
Hello.
Mr. Philip Marlowe, please. It's very important.
This is Marlowe.
Ah, thank heavens you're still in your office at this late hour, Mr. Marlowe. I must have your help at once.
Oh?
Cornelius's life is in danger, man, and time means everything. And now, sir, if you'll just come to the Figment...
Wait a minute. Who are you? Who is Cornelius? Where are you calling from? And what's this about? Let's have a slow step at a time, huh?
Aye. My name's Wesley Methcup, Mr. Marlowe.
All right, lead on, McDuff.
I'm calling from a telephone booth opposite the Beekman Plaza Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard where...
Huh?
Ashley Duke.
Ashley who?
Going from the Beekman Plaza. Lord Ashley Duke himself across the street. I've got to get him. Mr. Marlowe, hurry.
Yes, but...
Meet me in the hotel lobby. Quick, man. We've got to stop them. They're going to kill Cornelius.
My first reaction was to forget the whole thing, but curiosity is strong stuff with me. Any triumvirate labeled Wesley McDuff, Lord Ashley Duke, and Cornelius had to add up to screwball no matter where you started. The word kill was still big in my vocabulary, so I buttoned up the office quickly, got in the car, and drove over to the Beekman Plaza Hotel, where a 10-minute stand in the lobby produced nothing closer to a worried Scotsman than the plaid covering on a sagging Morris chair. And at the reception desk, there was no Wesley McDuff registered or ever heard of.
I'm sorry, sir.
So at that, I was ready to call it quits. I turned for the door, but before I got there, I was stopped. The uniform said bellhop, and the sprinkle of freckles plus blonde cowlick said all-American boy. But the shifty eyes and the narrow mouth that slid over to the side of his face when he talked said something else, like racetrack tout.
Say, pardon me, sir, but I happened to overhear you ask after a Scotchman. Wesley McDuff, was it?
Yeah, you know where he is?
Well, yes, and,
Yes, and, how much?
10?
5.
Okay, sport, 5.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of the traffic, huh? Yeah, over here. Yeah, by this map, like, I was pointing out something to you.
Yeah, that's a fresh idea, yeah.
Thanks. The $5.
Oh, yeah, here. Now, where's McDuff?
On his way to Burbank, dead drunk.
You're crazy. I talked to him less than half an hour ago. He was stone sober and a long way from a party mood.
Could be, but 15 minutes ago I helped Lord Ashley Duke pile him into a cab.
Wait a minute. Lord Ashley Duke, how does he fit?
He found this McDuff in the alley outside.
Oh?
Yeah, I was just coming back from dinner when I saw him pick the guy up. He couldn't say a word.
Oh?
But a Blue Shield medical card we found in his wallet read Wesley McDuff, 13 Vineland Avenue, Burbank. Boy, he was out colder than my old man.
Okay, Junior, here's another 5. Fill me in fast. Who's Lord Ashley Duke?
A nightclub character, entertainer, lives here with his wife, Lady Ashley Duke, when they're in L.A.
Is it legitimate, this Lord business?
Nah, but he plays it to the hilt. Why, after we piled that Macduff into the cab, he dusted his white gloves off, genteel-like, slipped the monocle he wears into his eye, and grabbed another cab and shoved. He's a phony. His real name is Bert Dukes, and the lady is Gert, and on her it shows.
What do you mean, shows?
That the second she gets behind the door, they got sweet 312. She climbs out of her accent like it was a tight girdle.
Uh-huh.
Especially when she and that niece of hers go at it. Ah, yes, sir. The famous Merrimack cabins are on Route 66 near St. Louis. Oh, good evening, Mr. Fisher.
Good evening, Tompkins.
Okay, where were we?
The niece.
Oh, yes, quite a doll. Her name is Merle Bremer. Acts as their business manager, so she must also have brains.
Now tell me, who's Cornelius?
Cornelius?
Yeah. What's breaking you up? Who is he?
Nobody but the star of the act. The Lord and Lady do a farce thing, a takeoff on English drawing room stuff. And Cornelius plays the butler. Plays it in a derby and a boiled shirt, no less.
Yeah, but why the giggles? You've seen a derby and a boiled shirt before.
Yeah, sure I have, but on Cornelius it looks different. You see, mister, he's a chimpanzee.
The affair Cornelius definitely added up to screwball, but I also knew prospective client Macduff had been sapped and piled into a cab for good riddance, which could add up to a little less than funny. So I decided to look around a little longer, especially in the vicinity of my lady's chamber, number 312. When I stepped out of the elevator on the third floor, an owl-faced waiter was just piloting a dinner cart loaded down with dirty dishes out of the room. And when the cart juggled on the corridor rug, it nearly upset a coffee pot, which left the waiter's mind on the juxtaposition of cart and pot and not on the door, which he had left open a few inches. I waited until he passed me, then moved up to where I could both see and hear Lady Duke and her niece Merle exploding each other in an after-dinner conversation. The former was built like an upended blimp, with as much charm as a mooring mast. The latter was blonde and female, spy beautiful, and she was nonchalantly slipping a shiny .32 automatic from desk drawer to purse.
I don't want to hear any more about this, or hear any more of your excuses. You're the business manager, and I hold you responsible.
Oh, now wait a minute, Gertie, before you snap a stay. You listen to me.
Why? So you can explain once more how poor Uncle Bert's idiotic mistakes are just bad luck? $10,000 worth of bad luck? Nuts! Bert doesn't know anything about investments, and he shouldn't be allowed to touch a red cent. And my pretty, from here on out, that's exactly the way it's going to be. Believe me.
Cut it out, Gertie, and quit blaming Uncle Bert and me.
Are you kidding? Why shouldn't I blame the two of you? He's a jerk, and you? I never wanted you with us in the first place. My niece. Ha!
Oh, shut up. And remember, dear aunt, your husband likes having me around. I'm good for his morale, he tells me. He'll never let you fire me, so don't waste your breath, auntie.
Get out of here. Go on. Get down to the freight house and keep your eyes open. We don't want to lose Cornelius.
Don't worry, darling. Guard duty is an old specialty of mine. Yes? Who is it?
Name's Marlowe, and I'd like to see Lord Ashley Duke.
Oh, well, Oh, well.
Yes.
He's not in. What did you want to see him about?
Oh, business. Can you help me?
Perhaps. You see, I'm his business.
Oh, she used to be his business manager. She was just leaving, weren't you, Merle, darling?
Yes, Merle Darling was. Mr. Marlowe, Lady Ashley Duke. Goodbye, auntie.
Unhappy, huh?
Oh, rather. Now, sir, to save each other's time, let me be blunt. Lord Ashley Duke is no longer interested in making any investments whatsoever, nor will he be interested at a future date. Is that quite clear, sir?
Yes, like a well-watered Lady Ashley Duke. And if I was looking for an investor, I'd keep it in mind. But you see, I'm a private investigator working for Wesley McDuff, and...
A peeper? A lousy peeper pushing his way in here? Why,
Easy, 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 Gertie.
Let go! Get your filthy hands off me!
Sure, just as soon as you get back into neutral. I also want to save us time, and I want to save Cornelius, too. And now do we talk or wrestle? Which is it?
Oh, all right. 7 weeks ago, Lord Ashley Duke and I bought Cornelius from that crazy monkey raiser out in Burbank. We paid McDuff $30,000 for a run-down 17-year-old chimpanzee.
Then why do you want to kill him? McDuff thinks you're going to.
Yeah, McDuff's crazy. Just because we change our minds and instead of staying here in L.A., we decide to go on the road. McDuff thinks Cornelius will catch cold and die, so he wants him back.
Yeah, but you'll get your money back.
Yeah, but what about the 7 weeks of work just to teach him how to drop a glass? Not only that, he's a wonderful imitator.
I can see your point.
Besides, a deal's a deal. We're taking the risk of Cornelius's death, not the loon that runs that Burbank animal farm. Why, that Scotchman thinks every animal in the joint's related to him.
That's an old idea, honey. But look, Lady Ashley...
Look what? We've had our talk, Peeper. Now go on. Get out of here. Go on! Get out before I forget I'm a lady.
Call for Mr. Marlowe, Mr. Philip Marlowe. Call for Mr. Marlowe.
Over here, Tompkins. What is it?
Yeah, telephone call, sir. Booth 4. This way, please. Yeah. Did you make out all right up there?
Jim Dandy.
Good. Yeah. Now, if you feel I was underpaid...
I feel we came out even, Buster. Besides, I'm running low on farthings. Unless... You know where the freight house Cornelius calls home is located.
Blank.
Okay. So long, Tompkins. Hello?
Mr. Marlowe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You all right, McDuff?
Ach, it takes more than a flower blow in the dark to stop me, man. And that's just what Lord Ashley Duke is going to discover in a few minutes.
What do you mean?
That I've run out of patience. I'm going to act, not talk. I'm about to take Cornelius back with my own hands, and I want you to help me.
Now, wait a minute.
Look, man, I'm in a drugstore at Pershing Square, close by the freight house where Cornelius is caged for shipment. I want you to meet me there.
But you can't steal him, McDuff.
Ach, I can. Steal him and disguise him so they'll never be able to claim him. So they'll never be able to kill him.
McDuff, I can't go along with that.
Then I chose the wrong man. There's precious little time left, Mr. Marlowe. Tomorrow they leave Los Angeles. Now will you help me?
No. Besides, McDuff, you'll never be able to get away with it. There's a girl, Lord Ashley Duke's niece, who's got a gun. McDuff? McDuff! All the way from the phone booth through the lobby to my car outside, I kept telling myself 3 things. 1, I wasn't working for McDuff. 2, McDuff was about to commit a crime. And 3, I couldn't worry about the gun in Merle Bremer's purse. It was none of my business. So when I got behind the wheel of my car, I pointed towards my apartment on Franklin, lit a cigarette, and forgot about the whole thing. Then a block later, I threw the cigarette out, turned, and headed for Pershing Square. Scots with farm animals in Burbank obviously weren't the only crazy people in Los Angeles. After arriving in Pershing Square, I was 30 minutes piling up wisecracks, frozen stares, and assorted giggles before I hit pay dirt. A bottle boy with a great memory.
Yeah, sure, I know the place. Only spot around that'll ship live animals. The rest of the stuff that they handle. Anything from an eel to an elephant.
How about pink ones?
Got those too. Yeah, I worked there once during the Christmas rush. Made the price of a fifth in one day, I did.
Yeah, look, you'll do it again right now if you can tell me one thing. The address, what is it?
It's,
Yeah?
44, no.
No, come on.
42.
Stick with it.
4th Street.
Yeah, thanks, guy. Here's 5. Bottoms up.
Merry Christmas.
The neighborhood was half industrial, half residential, and all run down, including the freight house, which was 2 windowless stories of red, dirty brick hovering over a loading ramp on a deserted, shadowy street. I started slowly towards it, when suddenly a side door flew open and an excited old man with a flashlight and a giant key ring that spelled night watchman leaped out of the building with his arms and legs going like twin beaters on a mixmaster.
Help! Help! Please! He's out! He's out! Help me, please! I can't touch him myself! Somebody help! Please!
Hey, Pop! Hold it. Is it a chimp?
Yes! He's raising the roof in there!
Yeah?
Yeah, if I shoot him, I'll be fired. He's worth a fortune.
Yeah, I know all about it. Come on, I'll give you a hand.
Oh, good.
Now let's go. Where is he?
Upstairs. Hanging in a window at the back. I just turned the lights on and there he was.
Uh-huh.
When he seen me, he grabbed a stick on the floor and started beating things with it.
Oh, fine.
And then he broke the window and began to swing on the block and tackle. He might run outside from the roof to the ground. There he is!
Yes, still beating. Look out, Pop. He's going to fling it.
There he goes down the roof.
And away. All right, Pop. We better call the cops and...
Look over there. Near his empty cage. The girl. Blood all over her head.
Holy smoke. Merle Bremer.
Is she dead?
Yeah. Beat to death with the stick this chimp just threw at us.
Then you think the monkey did it?
I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. He's a great imitator, Pop. It could have been somebody else.
If not the monkey, then who? Who else?
The monkey's uncle, a Scotsman named Macduff.
In just a moment, the second act of Philip Marlowe. But first, Groucho Marx will make another of his famed personal appearances on most of these same network stations this Wednesday night. Groucho Marx, whose many activities include emceeing You Bet Your Life, one of the craziest quiz shows on the air. You're cordially invited to hear Groucho Marx every Wednesday on WWOW. And now, this important message. When you're close enough to whisper, when every close-up counts, there's nothing that wows a lady like the He-Man aroma of Menon's Skin Bracer. That's what the ladies tell us, and that's what she'll tell you, too.
I'm easier to know when you use Menon's Skin Bracer.
So for those moments when the lights are low, get Menon's Skin Bracer. Try it after your next shave, and see if she doesn't say,
It makes you nice to be next to.
And now, we return to the second act of Philip Marlowe in tonight's story, The Monkey's Uncle.
I walked around the body of the girl on the freight house floor. took a close look at the cage lock. There was no doubt it had been forced from the outside. The watchman, staring down at the body, was shaking like a motorcycle with square wheels. So I took him by the arm, walked him down the stairs, and outside for some air.
It's terrible. I don't know what to do. Nothing like this ever happened here before. And the boss never told me what I was supposed to do in a case like this.
Hey, that's easy. Call the police.
The police?
Yeah, also the SPCA and Tom Swift. Chances are we'll need all of them before the night's over.
Okay, mister. Thanks. Hey, who's that getting out of that cab?
From the top hat, cane, and spats, I'd say that's Lord Ashley Duke, the legal owner of the chimp.
What are you two blighters staring at? Out of my way.
Just a moment. Before you go inside, I want to talk to you, Lord Ashley Duke.
You know my name, do you? Well, now, by Jove, that's interesting. I don't know you, sir.
No, I'll survive. Why did you come down here tonight?
Because I heard that my niece was here, protecting my property. There's no suitable task for a girl. Not capable to do that sort of thing, you know. That's a man job, you know, not a beastly time finding the place, too.
Oh, you haven't been here before, huh?
Oh, yes, a couple of days ago, but that was in broad daylight. Stand aside, sir.
One more thing. Why'd you slug Wesley McDuff and dump him in a cab?
Just who are you, anyway?
Private detective. Philip Marlowe's the name.
Ah, sounds British enough.
Yeah, about as British as you are.
Huh? Yes, and, you, I presume, are the watchman? Yes, sir, that's me, Your Highness.
Yeah, about McDuff, Your Highness?
No choice. The blighter wanted to welch on a transaction we made. I refused and he threatened me. So I bopped him, then made out he was intoxicated, you know. Packed him off in a cab, you know.
Yes, I know.
Yes, when a man sells me a monkey, by George, that monkey is mine. I thought that treatment might bring McDuff to his bloody senses.
Well, it didn't. It made him tougher. And what's more, the chimpanzee is gone.
What? Cornelius is gone?
Now, wait a minute. Come on, Pop.
Okay. Merle, where are you, Merle? Merle! What's happened to you? Oh, no, Merle, baby! That's the way she was when we found her. That crazy monkey was in here, just jumping up and down like he was throwing a fit. It was Macduff. Macduff, that's who it was, that madman. Oh, what was that?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. You stay here.
Eek!
The scream had come from the architectural blunder next door. It was one of those big gingerbread houses left over from the 1800s. And when I got there, just in time to meet the witch, the scaly front door was jerked open in front of me, and there she stood, like a pool cue in high panic, topped by a head of brittle orange hair, half done up in tight curlers, the other half streaming over her face. She clutched frantically at her pink kimono with one hand, and me with the other. Take it easy. Hold it, will you? Now, what's going on?
Oh, that face, that awful face.
What face?
The ugliest thing I've ever seen. Oh, protect me. That big mouth. Oh,
Will you calm down and tell me what happened?
I was upstairs in my room taking my hair down, see?
Yeah.
When I happened to look over at the window, and there was that face jumped right up against the glass. Oh, I swear I never seen nothing like that thing before I took the cure, mister.
All right, now listen.
And hair all over him, red eyes, and that big grinning mouth. It was like one of them giant gorillas they got in the movies.
Yeah, that's Cornelius, all right. Where's the room?
Up at the head of them stairs. Hey, wait! You ain't gonna go up there and leave me all alone, are you?
Then come along. Cornelius is a trained chimp. He won't hurt you.
Oh, no, not me, brother. I'm getting... Ah! There it is again!
Where?
Oh, it's right there. He stuck his tongue out and made a face at me.
Tell me, is that a passage out there between the houses?
Oh, no, it's some kind of an air shaft, and it's closed up at the back.
I mean, you can't get through the alley.
Yeah, that's right. There's no way out of there except the street.
Okay, let's get outside. We have him cornered.
No, you got him cornered, maybe, mister, not me. I don't want nothing more to do with that ugly puss.
The air shaft was a scant 18 inches wide and as dark and cluttered as the inside of a goat pen, with odors to match. I worked my way back as far as the bashful light from the street reached.
Oh, be careful in there, mister.
Then I stopped and listened. That Cornelius was a genius. There wasn't a sound, and I couldn't see my hand in front of my face, to say nothing of a black-haired chimpanzee who was no doubt getting a big kick out of the entire procedure. I decided to try psychology on him, so I called in what I hoped was a firm but friendly voice, and it got me no place. I groped my way along the wall to a drain pipe and called again, this time shorter on the friendly and longer on the firm, which was a mistake. The drain pipe should have given me a hint, but it didn't. Oh! Oh.
Come on, snap out of it, mister.
What's the matter?
He's gone.
Who's got... Oh.
That gorilla. He was up on the drain pipe. It hit you on the head with something. And it ran past me and got away in a taxi. Come on, let's get out of here.
Wait a minute, baby. I could have sworn you said the monkey caught a taxi.
Yeah, he did. I watched the whole thing.
My.
As soon as it got out in the street, a man in a checkered tam with a crooked stick in his hand came out from between them buildings over there and called it. They ran up to a taxi. The driver jumped out and they drove away. I seen them.
The driver jumped out and they drove away.
Yeah.
I don't think you took the cure soon enough.
Well, I seen something else, too.
Yeah?
A fat bird in a high hat and spats came charging out of the freight house there, saw the cab leaving, got in a green coupe that was parked in front, and took off.
Holy smoke, that's my car! It's gone. How do you like that?
Yeah, now maybe you'll believe me, huh?
Every screwy word, sweetheart. Now look, you didn't happen to...
Hey, you!
What? Look, that's the lady cab driver there.
Did anybody see what happened? I got to have a witness. My taxi was hijacked off of me by two crazy guys. One of them looked like an ape. Exactly like an ape.
Move over, sweetheart. We're on the same raft. My car's gone, too. Now tell me what happened, will you? Start at the top.
Okay, tonight I bring this big shot in a high hat down here to the freight house. He hops out, tells me to wait, see?
Yeah?
So I drive down the block and turn around, and I'm parked right over there trying to grab a quick 40 winks. Then up comes this loony.
A Scotsman.
Yeah, that's him.
Uh-huh.
He throws me a fast address and starts getting in, see? I politely tell him the flag is down, but he keeps coming.
You see, just like I said.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it. Now, did you ever see this Scotsman before?
No, never. I figured he's got a snoot full of happy days, nothing more. So I'm reaching over to block him when a pair of hands that feels like a doormat with muscles grabs me around the neck. I twist around and look, and what do you think I see?
Cornelius.
I don't know, but an ape man is crawling in my window. So help me, I'm rubbing noses with the missing link.
Yeah, I know. Then what happened?
Mac, I jumped out of the taxi, and before I know it, the old geezer gives me a clout with a stick, piles in, and the next thing I know, my taxi is gone. Just like that. You gotta believe me. Somebody's gotta back me up. If I try this on the cops, they'll have me in a padded cell in no time.
Don't worry about it. Just reach hard for that address the Scotchman gave you. Can you remember it?
Oh, sure. Let me see. It was the Rushmore.
Rushmore.
Yeah, that's down at the Heels Motel on Vernon, somewhere around Beverly Boulevard. And oh, I stepped on something here on the sidewalk.
Oh, you sure did, girlie. Smashed it, too.
Looks like somebody's watch crystal.
Sure, a lady's watch crystal. A nice one, see? It had this hunk of black ribbon with it.
Ladies watch. Hey, wait a minute. Let me see that.
Sure, here. Velvet, see?
Yeah, sure is. Doesn't fit, not here. No one's been here but the three of us and the chimp. So long, kids.
Hey, wait, where are you going?
I'm talking to a liar about a murder. See you later at headquarters, I hope.
But what about my taxi?
Talk to the night watchman in the freight house. You'll be good for each other. I was 2 blocks on foot finding another taxi and 15 minutes from there getting to the motel, worrying all the way, because I left my gun under the front seat of my car. Business was slow at the Rushmore. The only cabin that showed any life was the one in the rear, next to the alley. I was sure what I'd find inside, in spite of the fact that neither the cab nor my stolen coupe was any place in sight. When I heard the voices, I decided to bluff it. I went to the front door and pressed my ear against a flimsy panel.
Anyway, a bargain's a bargain, Macduff. You'd have done better to stick by it.
I'd have stuck by it if you had, you scurvy crook.
Don't reach for the chain. It's a little late for that. You're in a real jam now. I'm going to see you're blamed for my niece's murder.
But I didn't kill her. I pushed her down. She caught me unlocking Cornelius's cage and tried to stop me. But I didn't kill her. You did that.
Yes, but who knows that except you and that monkey there? And he can't talk. And you won't, believe me.
You're daft, man. Why did you do it?
Because I had to. Because Merle was bleeding me to death. Every cent I could lay my hands on. I had to buy her silence. I had to pretend to lose thousands in poor investments. Well, Merle got what was coming to her, and you gave me that chance. I found her on the floor when you left and simply finished the job.
And then you ran out and came back in that taxi 15 minutes later, the very spirit of innocence. I saw you. Very well, Lord Ashley Duke, you've got me as a thief too, so get on with it. Get on with your filthy, evil plan. I'm ready for you.
Don't be in a hurry, Macduff. Stay where you are, Ashley. Don't bother turning around. Just drop the gun.
Oh, I knew you no let me down, laddie. I knew it.
What's this, old boy? This is rather an untimely.
Skip the accent, Bert. You won't need it where you're going. Drop that gun, I said.
Well, you'll shoot me with that pipe in your pocket? Marlowe, I've got your gun here in my hand, and you know it.
Want to bet?
With the lights out, yes.
Ashley! Oh! Oh!
A very strange thing, laddie. He hit you but once.
Huh?
But there are 2 lumps on your skull. How did you get in this condition?
Never mind, skip it. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, where's Ashley?
Trussed up there in the corner. She should be coming around soon. You see, Cornelius, as you've no doubt learned, is a great imitator. When he saw Ashley bat you on the head with the gun,
Yeah?
he grabbed McCain, leaped up on the dresser there, and batted Ashley on the head.
No, not with this headache. Don't tell me I'm indebted to that. Just when I'm learning to hate him.
Aye, we both are, for our lives. But tell me, what does a black velvet ribbon and a watch crystal mean? You mumbled that over and over while you were out.
Oh, that's how I knew Ashley was a liar and a killer. See, the cab driver stepped on a round piece of glass that looked like a watch crystal with a ribbon attached.
Uh-huh.
happened to be on a sidewalk in front of an air shaft. Actually, the glass was a monocle.
Dropped by Lord Ashley Duke, eh?
No, Ashley never been at that spot. But Cornelius had. And if Cornelius dropped the monocle, it indicated that Ashley Duke had been someplace with Cornelius earlier tonight, you see? And it could only have been the freight house. Yet Ashley claimed he hadn't been there for 2 days.
I see.
Oh, you do, huh? Oh, my head. How about you, Cornelius? Do you see? Yeah, well, that's one of the best answers I've had tonight. It didn't take long at police headquarters, maybe an hour altogether. The killer was locked up for a trial. The key witness ate 3 erasers, spilled a quart of ink, and broke a window, till the homicide boys finally gave up. I watched the phony Lord Ashley Duke walk down the corridor to his cell. Any connection he had with a man was just a category. And I watched McDuff and company leave too. A couple of regular guys. A monkey and a monkey's uncle. A genuine old Scot who loved life, and his friend whose only limitation was his inability to speak. But he communicated all right, in the only language that means anything. The love of one creature for another.
Be sure to be with us next time when Philip Marlowe says,
This time a case-hardened car hop knocked me down a flight of stairs. An honest woman was strangled by a green silk sash, and a simpering dandy was shot to death. All because of a run-of-the-mill traffic accident 500 miles away.
The Adventures of Philip Marlowe, bringing you Raymond Chandler's most famous character, was produced by the Cranston and Spade Theater Company for the WWOW Mystery Hour. Tonight's episode was written by Robert Mitchell and Gene Levitt. Music was transcribed and performed by Heather Edwards. Sound effects were provided by Delisa White and Alan Dolderer. In the cast were yours truly, Michael Johnson, Steve Viola, Carla Hendrick, Rebecca Rowe, Alan Dolderer, and Bob Rutan as Philip Marlowe. Join us again soon on the WWOW Radio Network for more thrills, mystery, and adventure. Until then, good night, everyone. Bye-bye, and bye bonds.